Morning everyone, welcome back. Rolled into Tuesday the 25th of November. I actually lost track of what day of the week it was. I was thinking today was Wednesday. Anyway, definitely Tuesday. So we're sort of day 3 of canola harvest. So it's all rocking along pretty well. Get the sun out of your eyes. Yeah, so we've got the first paddock done. I think it's gone somewhere around the 1.9, which is, really good result. Really happy with that. Yeah, given the season. The next paddock, it's probably doing a little bit better. It's probably a bit more consistent anyway. So yeah, if we can get that out of it as well, it'll be we'll be really happy with the job. So just come up. We've done the third flush on the rice. And we've actually, fortunately enough, we're starting to get a bit of warm weather. So it is starting to get a bit of a wriggle on, which is good. We finished doing it. Must have been Sunday now. So no, it's all looking pretty good. Still got these couple of areas where we're just a little bit of pooling, but at least this time round, and I was sort of thinking about it, and I don't know whether I mentioned it, the pooling's probably been worse this year because we haven't had the warm weather when we have flushed. So, getting, there's been very little evaporation. So those sort of lower areas have probably been amplified this year because we do a flush and then the next couple of days will be 18 or 20 degrees. So probably hasn't helped. Yeah, it's definitely starting to grow anyway, which is promising. So I think the plan is we'll probably 10 days time, I think we'll chuck some nitrogen at it and then probably go to permanent water now that it's up where it is. So just having a quick drive around. It's about 7:15, so just having a quick look around before I head back out the back. The warmer days, we haven't really been getting going till 10 o'clock or 10:30, but this morning, with it being a bit warmer, we'll try and get the wheels rolling a fair bit earlier if we can, sort of get going by 8:30. And we've sort of only been going till 9:30, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock I think we went last night. I've got Tony and Lily sort of doing shifts. So, and last night was the sort of first night we did it. Lily's sort of going to 4 o'clock, and then Tony's he's hopping on it then. So he's still getting over his ailments. So it sort of takes a bit to get going in the morning. So he's better. Yeah, he's happy to sort of have a bit of a lane in the mornings, and then he can come out in the arvo, and then it just means Lily's home in good time in the evenings, so in the afternoons. So the plan is we'll finish the canola out the back today. I'm actually going to swing across to wheat, and we'll harvest the wheat out there while we're going. There's only 75 hectares, so I think it will be right, especially with these couple of warm days. And then we will come back. We've got 125 hectares of canola on the new block, so there'll be a couple of days there, and then that's us done. We're sort of, although the weather's been cold, we haven't had any rain delays, which has been nice. There's been a few storms floating around the last couple of days, or last couple of evenings. So we've managed to dodge them, which is good. So and then we'll sort of go on the contracting trail. And I'm just going to concentrate and with the weather being sort of clear, I'm just going to get all our own done. It's the priority at the moment, and the contracting's just going to have to wait, unfortunately. So, but by the week we'll be finished, barring a breakdown or something silly like that. We'll be finished by the weekend, Sunday at the latest, hopefully. Because I'm thinking today was Wednesday. I've actually picked up a day. So anyway, all jokes aside. This has come along really well. It's good. I'm still, even the lower patches, where the water's laid a little bit, there are plants there, so I'm just hoping we can get enough to get it up and going. Look, we've got an area like that, and I don't know why we've got those areas, but anyway, it is what it is now. So that should hopefully be dried up today. So, and the water can lay for a bit, but just doesn't want to lay for 3 or 4 days. So this bottom bay didn't quite 100% get watered, but I'm not too concerned about it. Yeah, and it'll just be interesting to see a couple of galahs there. It'll be interesting to see this rice seed that I threw out, whether it actually comes to anything. So, all right, we'll head north and get out and service this header and get going. Well into it. Kev's here now, just getting a load. We probably might have to wait a little bit, but we might have a load for him. So pretty consistent rows. We're sort of, what's that? Around that 2.5 or a little bit better. So that'll help get the average up. Background up on the top of the hill there, where it's a bit sandier. There's a bit of crappy stuff up there. So I don't think we'll get our 2 tonne out of it. So around that 12 or 13 tonne an hour at the moment. So Lily is doing a bit of sitting around, but that's just the way canola is, unfortunately. We aren't running our truck. I just decided, just with the canola, because we've got a fair slab of canola in, it's easier. Kev can go and, rather than having Russell here sitting around waiting for a load, paying him. I just said I rang him this morning. I'm actually going to get him. He came and drove it for us while we filled a couple of silos of barley at home. So we'll probably be into the wheat tomorrow, I think, if it'll go. So we'll get him to do the same. I've got a load of barley to go to town, and then we're actually going to buy a load of Faba beans for the lambs. So I'll get him to go and pick it up, and then we'll fill a silo or two with oats at home, with wheat at home. So it's all going well. Yields are very good, as I sort of mentioned on the last video, and keep sort of saying, given the rainfall we've had. So to only have 250 mil for the year, I didn't think we'd be harvesting anything like this. But when we sort of got the windrow, you get a bit of, as I mentioned, you get a bit of a gist for yield with the windrow once you get into them. Sort of been doing it long enough now, you get a rough idea. So it's nice. Wind is up a little bit, has warmed up a bit as well, but pretty good harvesting conditions. We're sort of just talking to a mate then. The stalks in this paddock are, it all came up together, and the stalks are pretty uniform. We don't have any big fat ones or like that. Whereas in the other paddock, it was the emergence was a bit patchy. So canola's very good at compensating. It grows out, and you'll end up with a big stalk. But in turn, it takes a bit of winding through the header. Whereas this stuff, the stalks are a lot smaller. They're probably dried out a lot better. Hence it's going through the header a lot better. Going through the header a hell of a lot better. If I can get it out, a bit of a mouthful. It's official. Been made redundant. Been relegated to the chaser bin. So Lily's in it. I sat in here and sat with her and did a box full, and seems to be picking it up pretty well. It's pretty easy picking canola windrows up, especially with the auto steer. You just put the front down and press go and get to the other end, and you might have to slow down and speed up a little bit, but she's just got a few trees and a power pole to go around here. But windrows here, the windrows are nice and consistent. So good spot to learn, really. So we'll see how we go, whether she has a crack in the wheat or not when we get going. But it's got quite windy, actually. It was forecast to get windy, so we'll just have to. It is cool though, so we'll just keep an eye on the fire danger index and whether we might have to pull up if it warms up at all. So I'll talk to a few neighbours at some point in time, but it is reasonably blowy here at the moment. So Yeah, quite pleasant here. Under the shade of the gum tree though. Yeah. Do have the drone here. I'll just see. It might be a bit windy for the drone, although it does go alright in the wind. It might just be a tad too blowy. Just close the door and the window so I don't fill the cabin full of chaff. Happy?
Yes.
You don't sound very convincing.
Are you videoing me, John?
No, don't be silly.
No.
Try not to spill any. Can't actually see the end of the spout from here. Anyway, we probably need a camera. All done. So we've actually pulled up the header. Just the weather conditions have got a bit ordinary. So basically when there's an index, a fire danger index, once the humidity and the wind and the temperature all meet a certain criteria, they basically send a message out. If you're doing the right thing, you should be watching it anyway, which I had been. So basically, the wind is the big factor. Once the wind gets over sort of 30 k's, if anyone's been to a fire and wind's above that, they take a bit of stopping. So the wind's the main one. You can have you can have, a 35 or 40 degree day with no wind, and yeah, your index is okay. So anyway, there's been a few text messages sent out. Just one of the local grain receivers sends one out, and then comes out through the RFS and that as well. So we've pulled up. So we'll just give it a couple of hours, let the job settle down a bit, and hopefully the wind bug is off and it will cool down a little bit too. Back going again. So we've been going about not quite an hour, I suppose. So done one box full. We'll see how we go. Hopefully we might finish it tonight, but it's about 7:30, so there'll be 3 hours left here. Not too sure tomorrow whether we get much harvesting done at all. They are talking, I can't remember if I mentioned it or not, but yeah, talking high winds again tomorrow, so we may not even get a start tomorrow. We'll just see. But look, if we get finished here, we can move all year round to start on the wheat and get set up anyway. And then they're talking rain Friday, so we'll just have to be a bit of a watch this space just to see what happens. It's been, look, last night there's a few thunderstorms and that floating around. The sort of one went to the north of us and one went to the south and sort of parted. We'll just suck it and see. But yeah, the wind's definitely, it's not going to be super hot. Like, I think it's only going to be sort of low to mid 20s. Just going to depend what the humidity is like, if the humidity's low. But they're talking gusting to 50 k's, I think, after lunch, or sort of by lunchtime. So that'll pull the skids on it. Probably need to give these windows a clean for you guys too, because they're a bit mucky at the moment. It's not all that good for looking out of. Lily's gone home. Tony's here, parked in the shade over there. So rolling along nicely. I just spoke to Kev. Obviously we don't have a load for him, so I just told him to come out in the morning, and I'm thinking we'll go very close to storing everything here, or everything fitting in the mother bin. So just suck it and see what happens. Oh, it's about quarter to 11, so it's not super late. All done in this paddock. I think we've ended up, I reckon it's gone about 1.8, 1.7, 1.8 thereabouts. It sort of dropped off when we got up into the lighter country up on the side of the hill there, which I sort of thought it was going to do. Anyway, we might reconvene in the morning. This one's been a pretty short one. We'll just see what the weather does. I've got to take a load of barley to take that load of barley to town, and then I'm going to go and pick up a load of Faba beans. So to use mate James that we hire the bin off and hide the John Deere tractor off. He's got some Fabas in, so we're going to go and get a load of them to use in the feedlot. So if we could get it built. Anyway, it'll happen. Alright, we'll reconvene in the morning and we'll see what's going on then. Morning! I've had 2 goes at trying to do a outback trucker style intro, but I've cocked it up both times, so I'll just give it away. Keep laughing. So anyway, so we're southbound, so heading into Yarrawonga. We've got this load of high screening barley on, so we'll get across the crappy bridge here that's got the big bend in it, and then we'll get tipped off. It's total 5 band today, so it's first sort of total 5 band here for the year. So I think by 10 o'clock they're talking sort of mid 30k winds. So it's so it's already been on the phone this morning. I'm president of the fire brigade here, which doesn't mean a hell of a lot, but I've had the captain on the phone this morning. We're just talking about what's going on and that sort of stuff. So there are a few of us that sort of in the fire brigade that sort of talk amongst ourselves a bit as to conditions and that sort of thing. So anyway, we'll just see what happens. We probably won't get the header going at all today, which isn't a big drama. We can shift a bit of gear around, and we finished that paddock up obviously last night. So the plan is I'll get this barley tipped off. I do have a flat tyre on the trailer, so I might call in the tyre joint in Cobram and get it fixed. I'll give Mick a ring in a minute, let him know I'm coming. duck out and get this load of Faba beans, get home and get it tipped off, and then we'll just see what the weather's doing then. You're not too sure what Lily's up to. I think she's coming over. She does have a bit of a commute to get to work. I sort of did message her and say, well, hey, we'll probably be knocked off for lunchtime anyway if the weather gets as bad as what they're talking. So she might not come over, and then yeah, Tony worked late last night, so he might come out later on anyway. But yeah, so we can get everything cleaned out and serviced up before we swap over to the wheat. Anyway, just suck it and see what's going on. So the countryside is starting to dry off a bit. Given I keep talking about it, the lack of rain, like there is plenty of dry grass and that in the table drains. So if you did light a fire, it'd take a bit of chasing to get it out. So sometimes days like today, you're just better off not starting like early on, because you do light one, the conditions are only going to get worse as the day goes. Anyway, we'll get in here, try not to run into anybody, and I hate, we've stopped carting grain. As if you watched the tour I did round on the motorbike, I think I did mention it, but we've stopped carting grain in the Yarrawonga when they closed the second bridge. I just hate going across that bridge in the truck. It's a rock show. So anyway, but I can't see a new bridge getting built in my lifetime. Anyway, see what we can find. Got tipped off. I've come across Cobram and just got the tyre fixed. The weather is, the winds all of a sudden got up. They have basically called a harvest ban. So it was going to go today anyway. Yeah, so we'll go and load these Faba beans and head for home, I think. Loaded. The weather has turned to poo. It's trying to rain. Yeah, just going to get out here, let this shake down a little bit, and I'll roll the tarp and yeah, get out of here. Call in a Baruga and Way on our way through town, and then yeah, we'll get home. Back at home, just unloading this truck. Very noisy. I'll just show you. So they're the Faba beans. They look a bit like a baked bean, really. Yeah, so pretty good protein in them. So we'll mix them with the barley or wheat just to get the protein up a bit. We will probably have to crack them. I'm just not 100% sure on that yet. So just there it goes. So we've got about just shy of 30 tonne here. So yeah, just talking to Tony and Lily, they're getting all right. I just come back that way when I came back from town. So yeah, I'll get these unloaded and get the truck cleaned out, and then we're right. And then when we switch over to wheat, we can cart seed home. We'll probably fill this silo here with sort of both seed and deep feed as well. Go on my hat. It's been squashed again. All right, I am working on the feedlot. So I'm just going to run this poly out and yeah, we'll run it out. I've got the ripper there. We'll run the couple of rolls out and then we'll turn around and we'll rip it in. So I've just got the line in the GPS. Yeah, and we'll go forward. We'll help. What do we need to do? That one. So what I'm going to do is come off. Our troughs are 6 metres long, so I'm just going to rip it in 6 metres off our internal fence, and then we can just come straight up. Going a bit quick, can just go straight up. Yeah, out of the ground and into the end of the trough. We've got a knot already, and we've only gone 10 metres. Slowly, at 1 kilometre an hour. Anyway, we'll get there. Rice is looking good. It's really enjoying the warm weather. I don't know how my little hand sewing job's gone, but yeah, fingers crossed it might have worked. So, oh, hang on, we've jumped off again. What we need is, yeah, might go and grab a couple of clamps and just put them there just to keep it centered. Because yeah, that'll fix it. I might just wander back home quickly and grab them and come back in the ute. A couple of G clamps. Hopefully that'll just stop it from sliding around and jumping off the end. We'll keep going. Burying. So yeah, you can then actually doesn't work too bad on your own if you get the pipe out the side. Yeah, and then I've just got the GPS going with 6 metres, as I said earlier. So put her in there. Ground's pretty bloody hard as we're expecting, but anyway. We're only going slow, kilometre. Yeah, and then we'll get up. Got 2 lengths out, so we'll get up here and we'll join it then. Yeah. Not a lot of moisture there. I don't actually have the right joiner, so I've just tied the 2 ends together with a bit of telecom rope, and I'll give myself plenty, so we'll join that together when we do. So yeah, it won't take long to rip this, and I'm still in the second run now, second length now. Fast forward, I don't know, about 5 hours. It's about 9:45. Jay's on the header. Tony's not long knocked off. Jay came out after work about 6 o'clock, so I've just brought the truck over. I've got it at the end of the headland here. He's just going to do another box full and then knock off himself, and then I can fill our truck, and yeah, I might even I'll pick him up, and yeah, I can have the chaser bin there as well to fill. Yield has dropped off a bit, which is a bit in this block, although the crop looks reasonably good. It may get better the further we go. We'd probably be halfway or very close to it, I would imagine. Just bear with me a minute. I don't know what he's doing here, how quick we're going. No, I think we're right. So yeah, I think we're probably back to that 1.2 or 3 tonne. I'm hoping as further we go north we might improve, but yeah, I'm not holding my breath. We do have a thing broken on the pickup front. I could hear it rattling. It's all right when the front's got product going through it, but yeah, when it's empty, it's basically on the table auger in the floor of the front. It floats, and it's got a adjuster on the back of it on either side that you can adjust the distance between the back of the front and the table auger, the gap. And I think just one of the threads is broken, which is generally we probably break one once a year. Yeah, I could hear it when he was out of the crop. I could hear it scraping. So yeah, I just wondered what the noise was, and then it dawned on me what it was. So anyway, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to hold us up, but I'll pull it off tonight when we finish. So. You can put the auger in any time you like. Oh, there we go. So yeah, but other than that, everything seems to be going pretty well. We did have a bit of drama, couple of dramas. I've been to a football meeting, so I had a couple of dramas there with the air conditioner. Lily was roasting, but the condenser had frozen up. She just didn't have the fan set high enough, and job was getting a bit hot. So once I just had to come over and show her how to get it to melt, and I got sent her a text message about 3 hours an hour later, and I think it had gone the other way. The cab was nice and cool, and I think she'd had a jumper on. So it is quite cool. I do have a jumper on now. There's not a lot of breeze, so the weather forecast. I don't know. I'm going to try and keep going for a while tonight if I can. Jail knock off shortly, but I'll try and keep going. They've got YR, which I shouldn't bloody look at them because they're bloody hopeless, or been bloody hopeless. Like, they've got 40 mil of rain now for tomorrow night, Saturday. It's a pain in the backside, but anyway, it is what it is. So I'll try and push it in tonight, and then I've got Jamie Berkner from we buy our border rams off from Bower Italic Border Stud. If you need a border Leicester ram, give him a shout out and get onto him. He actually sent me a message this afternoon wanting to be double loader barley straw. He'd been watching the videos and seen that, so I might head out in the morning and try and press a bit of that, at least get a B double load for him done, and anyway, we'll see. It's just it's getting a bit tiring at the moment, but anyway, we'll see how we go. But I might just turn the lights off and sit here in the dark because the tractor doesn't need to be idling, and wait for Joe to come back again. Unloading, so Jay's just knocked off. I've just brought him back, so I'll take this back over and I can do a couple up and backs for a box full, so it'll work out alright. Whether I just put a couple in the chaser bin and a couple of boxes in the chaser bin and then run it back, or whether I bother filling the truck, or I'll work that one out when we get going. It is, what is it? It's 10 to 11, so it is late enough, but I have sort of back to 25 mil on the rain instead of 40, so who knows what it's going to do. Just opening the headland up at the west end, or finishing opening it up, so we're obviously next door to our home block. Yield's pretty disappointing really. I'm not too sure why. Like, it's pretty ordinary here in the headland, but when you get back through the middle of the farm, like, the windrows are as good as what they were out the back. Some of them might be better, but they just don't seem to have a lot of grain in them. So, we're sitting around a 1.3 tonne to the hectare average. I think it will get a bit better, but this bottom western end, for whatever reason, whether it's a soil type thing, probably a bit of a legacy of retained moisture. We didn't come in, we had no soil basically here, because last year when we took the place on, we effectively cultivated a couple of times and then grade aborted it a couple of times, so we didn't, and there was no summer spraying done, so we effectively, the moisture bucket was empty, and only having the 250 mil or whatever we've had for the year, it's probably just, it hasn't had anything in the tank to keep it going, sadly, or not sadly, but unfortunately. So it is what it is. Anyway, fingers crossed it might just improve a bit, and so I'm not too sure how much longer I'll go here. I might strip this box full, and that might do, I think, and I'll get up early in the morning and do baling. I'm about plumb tuck it out now, so I might be better off, what is it, it's 25 to 12, so I might be better off heading home and hitting the hay, and then front up again tomorrow. We'll nearly get it all tomorrow anyway. Like, the guys have done 70 hectares, so there's only 50 hectares left here anyway, so we can get the machine going early in the morning. We'll roll it tomorrow, no worries at all anyhow. So we might, that might be a better plan of attack, I think. So Just running back to the ute. I got the full chaser bin full, or pretty well a full chaser bin full. Won't get much more in it, so that'll nearly do tonight. I'm starting to get low on fuel, and I've about had enough. I'm going to pull this, whether I mentioned it, yeah, the bolt that was there, I don't know whether probably can't see it, it's just above the PDO shaft there, so I'll whip that off and take it home and fix it up in the morning. Yeah, it's not a biggie, it's both sides are broken before. As I said, it usually do one side each harvest. So, but yeah, basically just keeps the table auger away from the back of the front. So yeah, it's just a bit of all thread with a bush welded on the end of it. So only take a minute to whip it out and yeah, fix it up in the morning. So not too sure where we're heading tomorrow. I think I'll get Lily back on here. I might try and go and do a bit of baling once I get her going. I'm assuming Tony's going to be here first thing. We were sort of, before the harvest ban the other day, we were sort of working, earlies and lates. Tony coming out late, so Lily could sort of knock off and she'd start early. So yeah, it's thrown us out a little bit with that, but I assume Tony may just probably head out at normal time in the morning, so it wasn't super late, and if that's the case, well, I can go and do some other stuff as well. May even, depending on how things are going, I may even be able to get the bucket going and start and cart in a bit of clay into the feedlot for the pads, so which is, yeah, it'd be good to try and keep that job ticking along. Yeah, there's a fair bit of fencing there to do yet, so but as I think I said, it wouldn't take that long if there was sort of three of us were there. It wouldn't take that long to knock it up. So weather permitting, we've got about a week or 10 days left to harvest. Once we finish here, we've got a couple hundred, 80 hectares of wheat of our own to do, and a few oats, which I'm not concerned about. But yeah, we've sort of got about 400 hectares of contracting in front of us, give or take. So yeah, alrighty, hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, keep watching along. See you in the next one. Bye bye.